Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the first pre-match recording for the Underlings League. So I guess just jumping right into the prep because I want to get this done a little bit faster than before, just so it's not 5 minutes before the battle actually starts. So first, looking at his team, everything, if you've seen the analysis, is the same. He's got a very strong first 5 members. The members after that are still pretty good. Fire, Water, Grass core is going to be one of the most important ones to dismantle. If I'm able to do that, that will be pretty nice. A lot of these members are threatening. Luckily, he only gets to bring 6. In terms of what I expect that Fire, Water, Grass core. I expect maybe Specs Drampa because nothing on my team really likes to take that well. Rhyperior might come. Rapidash also has a chance to come, but probably not. I don't see it doing that much against my team. Its speed tier is below my Cincino as well, so it's not like it's going to outspeed everything. It outspeeds the Entei, but doesn't want to take Sacred Fire. So on, not really the best pick. The Berserker could come with a Scarf set, possibly. It's nice for, if he thinks I don't expect it, baiting the Gastrodon and going for Seed Bomb. Choice Band hits hard. Choice Scarf, however, one thing to note, even Jolly doesn't outspeed my Jolly Entei. So the spoiler for what my prep is, it actually underspeeds by 1 point. So Berserker's Choice Scarf is never going to run over the team, really. Haunter's nice with Life Orb. That hits a lot of my members hard as well, especially since one of my best special walls is Mischievous, as well as my Gastrodon, which are not really taking Haunter's coverage, with a Life Orb Shadow Ball doing a lot to Mischievous, as well as an Energy Ball onto Gastrodon. Electivire, I don't really expect either. It might be nice for momentum, but the Volt Switches aren't going to hit that hard either. And I don't believe I have a big electric weakness. And Masquerade's up in the air because of the fact that he might want to run webs just to slow down that Cincino and that Entei, which otherwise are going to be running over the team. But I don't think he's able to lead off of it or anything, just because I have that Cincino with Skill Link and access to stuff like Rock Blast, Tail Slap, Triple Axle, anything to break past the sash and easily melt it. So looking at my team, I decided to bring the Cincino because one of the most important things it does is it actually has super effective coverage against his entire Water, Fire, Grass core. Bullet Seed hits Swampert for ×4, Rock Blast hits Moltres for ×4, and then Triple Axle also hits the Vileplume for a lot of damage. Doesn't always kill though, which is one of the unfortunate things. Also running Technician opens up me to possibly not getting a kill on one Mon, so I'm going to try and chip away before I let Cincino really do its work. Triple Axle also hits the Drampa, which is really nice. If I have that thing weakened a bit, I'm going to be able to finish that as well. Facade is there just because of the fact that if I get burned by Moltres and I can't immediately get a heal bell off with my Mischievous, I want to be able to still do some damage. My Entei is there. Jolly is going to outspeed most of his team except the Rapidash, but again, Rapidash isn't really a threat to me. It's got Psychic and Fairy coverage, and Entei's naturally bulky, so it's going to be able to take that. And Sacred Fire is just Sacred Fire in this league. 50% burn chance of 100 base damage coming off of its 115 base attack is just going to hurt, and nothing's going to want to take it. Even his defensive walls, Swampert and Rhyperior, don't want to burn, so they're not going to want to take it. I have Toxic on there just because I was going to run Power Herb Solar Beam, but then I kind of figured that doesn't really do much if he predicts that I'm going to go for it, and he just switches out the Swampert into something like Moltres. Also, the fact that I have lower PP on both my attacking moves, Sacred Fire and Stone Edge, means that I like to have Toxic there just to be able to get some consistent damage off and spread that if I don't burn something. So that would be nice for something like the Moltres. If it comes in and it's Swampert that's in. Swampert I don't believe can kill me from full HP. I'm gonna run a calc actually right before the battle starts just to make sure that I just take EVs away from attack if so, because I'm not so worried about damage as much as I am worried about surviving hit, because I have rest as my last move. Resto Chest will let me go up to full once and heal off, go to sleep, but otherwise I can go for rest, and then Mischievous can just go for heal bell to bring that back. Next up, I have the Sigillith. Sigillith is just nice in this game with Tinted Lens. It's ready in the air. I don't really care about stats as much with this right now because I have the heal bell on Mischievous, like I said. I actually skipped Mischievous, but it's not important. Just a special wall, takes Drompa's hits, has Toxic to wear some stuff down. It's walled by the Vile Plume, but then Sigillith comes right after and does a bunch of work. But Sigillith has the Energy Ball as well. That's to hit the Swampert. Tinted Lens is there because of Berserkers around. I didn't really want to worry about the coverage. I want to just be able to hit it with Psychic. I 2-hit KO it, I believe, with the Tinted Lens. And then Defog's there just to get rid of webs if they happen to go up. I could still actually change Tinted Lens back to Magic Guard, and that might actually be good because then I can take the Vile Plume 100%. There's no chances of poisons or something ruining that, or Scald Burns from the Swampert. I might change that back. Gastrodon's here. Scald, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Recover. This prep is turning into 5 minutes. But Scald, just more burns. Burn and Toxic is all over my team, it seems. But I have the Rindo Berry on there. That's specifically for the Berserker. If it thinks it's going to get a kill on me, it's going to go for the Seed Bomb. That's an easy lure because I can take that and Earth Power, and the 28 special attack IVs guarantee that even with a couple points in special defense to try and avoid it, Earth Power still KOs the Berserker in one hit. And from there I can try and just recover up on a Rhyperior or something else. Last but not least is Rotom Frost. Rotom Frost is kind of the filler member initially, but then I kind of realized that looking at his team, he doesn't really have a great ice answer. He has Berserker, and that's about it. I mean, Moltres is neutral to it. So in the late game, going for the Blizzard is going to be really nice for picking up some finishing KOs. Volt Switch is nice to add a little bit of momentum. The only ones that take it are Swampert and Rhyperior, and I have Trick if I think they're going to come in, and I can just trick the Choice Scarf onto them, and neither of those appreciated Choice Scarf. And finally, Defog's there just because I want a little bit more hazard removal. I didn't really see a need for any other move. Just making sure that if Sigillith for some reason goes down and he has webs up and that puts me in a really bad position, I can just go for a Suicide Defog with the Rotom to get rid of them, so I can not worry about them again. Anyways, I believe that's all for the pre-match prep. I'm probably going to change the Sigillith real quick, but otherwise, yeah, that should be good. See you in the battle after 8 minutes. Oh my god. Okay, so here we are in the battle. Immediately looking at his team. Fire, Water, Grass Core, like I expected. Wasn't really expecting the Rapidash, like I said. Whoops, wrong tab. Not seeing the Drampa is really nice. I don't have to worry about as much special attacks. Berserker being there. Looking at the team to start. Ooh, I still didn't do that calculation for the Swampert actually. And did I even change the Sigillith? I don't think I did. I tell lies. So Swampert. No. Defensive. Yeah, that's not going to KO Entei. So Entei's a pretty safe lead here going into the match. I don't see what he could really lead with other than Rhyperior, and if he goes Rhyperior, I'm not really worried about it. So Swampert, I'm just going to go for Toxic if that starts. If something like the Berserker or Rapidash start, I'm just going to go for the Sacred Fire. Moltres starts, Stone Edge, Sacred Fire, Vile Plume. Yeah, Rhyperior, just go hard Gastrodon. Rhyperior doesn't get anything that really hits Gastrodon hard. It can go for a Toxic, but I still have the Mischievous. Yeah, I really should have A magic guard. Why did I not change that? Battle Plume starts. That's good. I can just go for a hard Sacred Fire. This thing can't do anything to me. I don't believe it lives a Sacred Fire no matter what. Even if it did, I get a burn chance, and I can just heal Bell if it tries to go for anything like a Sleep Power or a Toxic, anything weird like that. Rhyperior comes in, burn would be really nice here. Crit, burn, nice. So that thing's not going to be doing much of anything anymore in this game, besides setting up rocks, but not really worried about that. I'm just going to go Gastrodon here, like I said. He's going to set up rocks. Yeah, I should have known he'd go for that. I can just go for Ice Beam if I want to on the Vileplume, as I think I will. If he tries to sack this, I'm still going to get good damage on it. Nothing wants to come in on Gastrodon so much. Nothing really gets the advantage except Vileplume. And if he goes Vileplume, I'm just going to go hard Sigilith, and I'm going to defog because I just want to get rid of the rocks. I could have gone hard Sigilith on the expected rocks, but I just don't want to take a Stone Edge. Even from the burned Rhyperior, that's still going to do a good amount of damage. He's certainly taking his time here. Any amount of damage on the Vileplume is nice. And here comes the Swampert. We get the crit and freeze. Oh, that's really not nice for him. I'm going to take this chance to just go for the defog. Oh, I did change the Magic Guard. Never mind. And I'm going to Energy Ball here. He shouldn't stay in. He should know that, like, this is a lost cause. And down goes Swampert. That is huge. That is massive for the team. So now both of his members that really took on Entei, just defensively, are crippled and taken down. So this battle just massively shifted in my favor. He can go for whatever he wants to here. If he wants to go into Rhyperior, I'm actually just going to go hard Energy Ball. I don't care if he crits my Sigilith. I want to get the massive damage off. He goes Moltres. I'm just going hard Mischievous. This is really good. Really, really good. Really, really bad luck for him so far, though. I mean, first turn, I get the Sacred Fire burn. And then by turn 3, I also got the Ice Beam freeze. Mind you, back in OASIS, I got some bad luck, so maybe this is just balancing out of that. I'll actually have good luck in this league. Moltres, just gonna go hard Mischievous. This is not nice for him at all. I actually don't like this. I was actually looking really forward to this match, but there's no restarting it now because he knows some of my tech. That wouldn't be so fair. I get the Toxic off. He can go for another Fire Blast. I'm gonna get that health back. Toxic on the Sigilith, not gonna be a problem. I'm just gonna go for that Psychic. And oh, that's... I didn't even think Moltres would take that much. That's gotta be offensive? Even if it's offensive, it's not fast enough in that case. This is not fun. This is not a fun game. It is for me, not for Exhi at all. Rapidash comes in. I kind of feel like I don't need Cincino as much anymore. That could be a really bad mistake to get rid of it, though. It actually just cleans if I get a little bit more damage off. I'm just going to go into Mischievous. If it's a physical set, I can still take it. And Trick Room. Oh, I really like that. Kind of surprised Trick Room just because the Moltres was definitely offensive. If it was running speed, I just didn't see any, if it took that much from Psychic, kind of expecting it to not have any HP, which you'd expect in Trick Room, and I'm actually slower than the Rapidash. So that's funny. If he goes hard into Berserker here, if he goes Berserker, I don't know what it really does if I go hard into... Well, if I go hard Gastrodon and he goes for the Seed Bomb on that turn, then I burn the Rindo Berry and that puts me in a bad position. On the other hand, if I go Rotom Frost, I don't lose that much if he goes for Iron Head or Seed Bomb. Yeah, so I'm just going to go hard into Rotom Frost. I don't care about this thing as much anymore, especially when I'm in Trick Room now. I still just clean everything with Cincino once it gets weakened just a little bit more, so I don't need Rotom Frost anymore. I'll just go hard into it, and I'm just going to click Blizzard. I don't care about predicting any Rhyperior or anything like that. Or not Rhyperior. Well, yes, on the Volt Switch I would predict Rhyperior. So it goes U-turn. Okay. He goes Rhyperior. I'm gonna trigger the Choice Scarf. I'd rather take the leftovers at this point in the game. It's also nice to see that the Berserker's Life Orb, because that means I'm gonna be able to chip it. I don't know if Rhyperior can actually take out the Rotom on this turn, as we're gonna give Berserker a Choice Scarf in the Trick Room. That's funny. And we get a Life Orb, which is really bad for him. He goes for Iron Head. That's fine. I just go into this. Double into this. There was no real reason to do that. I should have just gone hard into this. And I'm just not gonna allow, not gonna allow those rocks up. I'm gonna Roost, because that was a 5-hit Rock Blast, and I'm gonna get rid of my Flying typing by going for Roost here. So I'm always gonna be able to stall out these unless he gets 5 hits and a crit, or 2 even. If I had Rocky Helmet on Gastro, this would also be even more of a finished game, because Berserker wouldn't be able to do anything. I'm not sure what the Rapidash is still going to do. It could try and set up Trick Room again. If it goes for that, I'm not worried again, just because I can go hard into Mischievous, I can stall out the Trick Room. He goes for an Earthquake. It's still not going to do enough. I'm not concerned. As he goes for an SD, I'm just going to Energy Ball. That takes out Rhyperior. Yeah. Just going to go for an Energy Ball. I don't need this at full HP as much as I did before, because Vileplume's still not going to beat it. I can just go for Roosts on it. Entei is also just in a position to win this thing gets up a Trick Room, but once that Trick Room's over, I think Cincino plus Entei just cleans the game. I want the Energy Ball chip just because I want to be able to... Okay, I see you, I see you. I'm just gonna do Entei then, and Sacred Fire. So this is a fully... I mean, it could be a last move offensive move, but this is a supportive Rapidash for the most part. Setting up Trick Room for the Berserker and Rhyperior, I suppose. Rhyperior's leftovers though, so it's... Okay, no, it's SD, Rock, and ground coverage. That hits my team pretty alright. That hits pretty much everything actually, except for the Gastrodon. Even with an SD, I don't know, it might have KO'd Gastrodon. But I always had something like Cincino had a Trick Room, or, well, he didn't know about the Energy Ball on the Sigilith, so that wasn't really an issue for me. But Rotom also threatened the Rhyperior out of Trick Room. But I guess he could have cleaned with it. It's gone now anyways, though, and all he has is a Choice Scarf Berserker. I really hope that I can still see Exhi making it to the finals and whatnot too, just because his team is that good. Still the most threatening team in the league. Just because I'd like to redo this battle. Yeah, that's Vileplume. Strength Sap isn't going to give him that much back. Sigilith doesn't have that much health. And I'm just going to keep going into this. Zen Headbutt isn't going to do much. If he's full speed, I don't think he is, just because he has to run some HP, I believe, to have taken some of those hits as well as he did. Mischievous, even unboosted, still has a base 85 special attack. Although I'm not sure... Whoops. Rapidash. Galar. Yeah, it doesn't have that good a bulk. I think it's got to be running HP to take the Shadow Ball as well as it did. So this Sacred Fire is either taking down the Rapidash or putting it out of range of taking pretty well anything. If I burn it, it's not going to be able to touch my members of my team anyhow. He can't stall out the Sacred 5% chance to miss. That's fine, 100% fine. I got that freeze earlier, and that freeze is pretty big. And I guess it's one of the disadvantages now to Swampert having the flip turn is that it doesn't run Scald as much, so it can't thaw out of freezes. I know that's a very rare thing to have as a consequence, because freezes don't happen very often. But that's just one of the things that now that all Swamperts are pretty much going to be running flip turn, freeze is more effective against them. So again, unfortunate for him on that part. I mean, there is no real reason for him to run Scald, just considering the fact that I have Storm Drain on my Gastrodon, and you don't really want to power that thing up, because he doesn't have a very good answer to Gastrodon going for Scald except Vileplume, which again, Ice Beam, same for the Drampa. Yeah, Berserk is just going to go down. GG, well played. Entei picking up a couple kills in this match. And I guess... Nah, RNG. It was all RNG. I think Exi played fine. The only thing I would say was not knowing about the Energy Ball and Sigilith. I'll probably just do some more post-match discussion with him. Maybe I'll see if I can get him into a call. No promises on that, though. Either way, thanks for watching this part. If this is the end of the video, and hopefully Week 2 has a little bit less RNG for both parties. The only RNG that makes sense is the Sacred Fire burns. Otherwise, I wouldn't really like to see RNG on either side. And yeah, alright.
Right.
So
okay.
Here I got Exhi. I did get him for the post-match recording, just to look at his team. One of the big things that stood out to me was the Rapidash, actually.
The Rapidash, Trick Room, Baton Pass, and the Berserker to go with it, with minus speed.
Yeah, yep. I saw the Rhyperior with the Sword Stance, and I know the Quake, Quake Rock Blast.
Yeah, the burn was unfortunate, but it's 50% burn chance, so I can't complain.
Yeah, no, that was one of the big things for this game.
Damage, actually. The crit damage turn 1 told me you weren't banded. Were you scarfed, Entei? Or...
No, I was actually a Resto Chesto set.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and then I had
when I saw you weren't banded, I thought maybe boots, but Resto Chesto's cool.
I had Heal Bell on Mischievous as well, just because I knew that Swampert could take hits at least once or twice from most of your members. So having the Resto Chesto and be able to come back awake with the Heal Bell would just make it last quite a while. If I didn't get a burn right away on Rhyperior, for example, I would just keep on spamming Sacred Fire, because that's just what you do with Entei.
The reason I played weirdly at the end with like bringing Vileplume in on Entei is I needed you to go for Flare Blitz. That was the only way I was winning, and you never did, so...
No, I had no Flare Blitz. I had Sacred Fire, Stone Edge, Toxic, and Rest. I had Power of Solar Beam initially just for the Swampert, but I felt like that was too predictable.
I probably would not have predicted that.
No, but... I really, I was expecting you to, so that's why I didn't decide to bring it anyways.
I mean, I've got Swampert and Rhyperior, and if one of them dies, I still have the other one. They were both meant to be defensive. Like, if you look at my Rhyperior's EVs, it's not offensive EVs, it just has Sword Stance as a backup. My game plan the whole time was Berserker sweeping. If you see the calcs with Life Orb, Steely Spirit, Brave Nature, nothing on your team took less than half.
Well, so, Gastrodon did.
I have Seed Bomb.
Yeah, okay. And that's why I had Rindoberry.
You had... Right, okay. Rindoberry, yeah.
Because I wasn't really expecting the Berserker, actually, but in this case that it did come, Gastrodon's my defensive answer. So being weak to Seed Bomb wasn't good, so I did Rindoberry and then enough special attack to guarantee that an offensive Berserker, I wasn't expecting Trick Room really, I mean, would just you see my team, drop. You
don't really think Trick Room. Like, my only Trick Room setter is the fastest mon I have in the league.
I know.
As you see, minus speed, nature, 18 on speed. The 18 on speed is to be between... No, it's faster than Mischievous and Rotom Frost, so in Trick Room I Baton Pass after Revolt Switch, or after a Will-O-Wisp, but you ended up being Toxic.
Yeah, that's pretty creative, actually.
I mean, my whole team was built around, I had to get Entei to half health for Berserker, I had to get Garbodor to half health for Berserker, and I had to get... Mischievous had to take Rocks damage, Gastrodon had to take Rocks damage, but it's Rindoberry, so that wouldn't have happened. My whole team was just based around Berserk sweeping. So that game's strict choice scarf was the end of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure that the Berserker would come too. I was actually I was expecting obviously the the Fire, Water, Grass Core and Rhyperior. Those were the main ones I was expecting.
Yeah, those four kind of had to come. Yeah, and then just Trick Room Berserker is the other two.
I was semi-expecting the Masquerain actually, just because I kind of expected webs, because your team is much more bulky offensive, so being able to get webs up would let a lot of your slower, hard-hitting members get the edge over Entei or Cincino. So I was actually expecting that. I brought 2 Defoggers, if you saw.
Yeah, I really wanted to keep rocks up. I brought 2 Stealth Rockers, and that's because most of my game plan was Stealth Rock chip into Berserker endgame, so... I
Yeah.
could have brought Masquerain, but Masquerain and Moltres is both 4 times weak to rock. The reason I didn't go for Masquerain is because Hitmonchan, I wanted to at least get Flame Body if I came in on a like fighting type move or something, and I just didn't want to be weak to rocks myself, because I know that heavy duty boots, but Rotom can trick and stuff like that.
One of the biggest monsters I thought would have a huge impact on the game and didn't even come out was Cincino. Cincino didn't even come out, which was surprising. I almost sacked it at one point because I didn't feel like I needed it anymore. But it
While
completely
Vileplume
dismantled.
was alive, it was kind of useless. Like, it's really good for my main mons. That's why I had whole Vileplume was just for Cincino. I have Rhyperior, which is 3 times weak to rock, Swampert 4 times weak to rock, Moltres 4 times weak to rock, so I just needed Vileplume.
Wait, 4 times weak to rock?
Moltres 4 times weak to rock, it gets Rock Blast, and Swampert and Rhyperior weak to Bullet Seed.
Bullet Seed, yeah.
Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, so I needed something for Cincino. So.
Well, the thing was, too, is that Cincino has access to Triple Axle and Technician.
Okay, Triple Axle would have messed up Vileplume, but I have Effect Spore, which can trigger on any of the hits, and Rocky Helmet for all of the hits, just to...
Yeah, no, I kind of expected that. Man, Hadamint would have done so much work on Cincino in this game, though. I had to run Jolly just because
Cincino was really scary.
I just didn't want to be slower than the Rapidash and have it just clean me. Looking back on it, actually, it didn't really matter, actually, because Rapidash never really finished my team.
I just didn't feel like a Rapidash endgame was likely. Even if I had webs up and I Sword Danced, you have priority on a Rock on Lycan Rock. You have extreme speed that Entei can learn. So even if I have webs, I just don't outspeed everything.
Yeah, and Sizzlith could have still been a burn Psycho Shift set, so I still could have also just hit Rapidash with that.
I didn't want to get hit by the 6-0 with that, but I could not really prep anything for it other than just Rhyperior if it was that set, but obviously it was it was Energy Ball, so Rhyperior didn't counter it.
No.
I had nothing for that set on Sigilyph, really. That's where everything went wrong.
Yeah, I almost
ran.
I
really thought you'd bring Garbodor. I really thought you would bring it.
It was in my initial draft. The problem with Garbodor was it didn't really do anything to Berserker, or if it got stonewalled by Vileplume. It didn't like to take hits from Moltres. Both Swampert and Rhyperior did massive damage, and I would be ring defensive, but in that case, there was also Drampa. I was really fearing a Specs Drampa.
No, I could have brought Drampa, but let me just close the docs. I can't see your whole team, but the reasons I didn't bring Drampa were you have priority fighting on Hitmontop, and
Chan,
slower than
actually.
shot. Yeah, I mean Chan. I'm thinking of Chan, but I just say top because I see it more.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? Close combat on Lycanroc. That would just destroy Drampa.
Yeah.
And you can run, even if I did have Trick Room Drampa, you can just run Satch Lycanroc.
Yeah, for me it wasn't really the fact of because the thing with Drampa is it hit hard and then you could just switch out into one of your Fire Water Grass Core. That was the problem.
No,
because
Drampa didn't have get out.
Yeah, that was the thing. You could even run Eject Pack if you wanted to. I don't have a fairy, I don't believe. So yeah, I don't.
Don't remember one now.
So Eject Pack Drampa would actually do really good versus me, because Misdrevious was my only answer to it. So I would take about half my health, I believe. Actually, no, I believe I took it better than that, because I'm fully specially defensive Misdrevious.
Is that half health from a Draco, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not to it KOing Misdrevious really does hold back Drampa, and the fact you have Misdrevious, I couldn't just spam Hyper Voice. So.
Yeah. I'm actually really happy I picked it up over Mismagius. Mismagius was really
Misdrevious
nice.
is better. I really think Misdrevious is better than Mismagius.
And it's
like, just in general.
It's in a low tier. Actually, funny thing, I don't think, I don't know if you noticed in general, but for the other league I'm in, the Oasis League, we just did drafting starting yesterday, and I turn 1 picked Misdrevious.
I think that's a good pick. Honestly, it's a good turn 1 pick. Murkrow, Mischievous, Cottony, anything that's like.
But it's like a
LCU,
full,
with
it's a
status,
full
it's
league.
amazing.
Like there's like Tapu Koko, Urshifu, everything, and I still
Doesn't
picked
matter,
up
it's still a
Mischievous.
really
turn.
good mon.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
was
really
in,
good mon.
and it was in the lowest of the low tier.
I feel like picking low tiers early can be really, really good.
Well, the thing
All of
with
the
my,
mons in high tiers are good anyway. Like whatever's left is still a good mon that you can get.
I don't know if I'm going to be recording the Oasis League, but like for so far, what I've got, where is it? I've been able to pick up Mischievous, Mega Venusaur, Slowbro, and Rotom Heat, and my next pick is going to be Doug Trio. I'm going hard bulky offense.
I mean, bulky offense, I feel like the most important stat in draft leagues, like at all, is speed, because you can speed creep everything. Everything can just get speed creeped, but if you just don't have the base speed, there's not much you can do. Like that's why I brought Trick Room here, because your team was so fast. You had Lycanroc, you had Entei. Okay, not Entei, but you had Lycanroc and Chinchino, who were both faster than my fastest mon. So there wasn't really much I could do if you just had max speed on everything. So.
Looking back on it, Lycanroc was actually really good versus you. I'm surprised I didn't ring it.
Lycanroc
Psychic Fangs, Rock Blast, Toxic, Close Combat, and that's most of your team hit with that coverage.
I mean, you can easily bring Celerock and then take out Moltres and Masquerain quite easily.
I don't really need to though. I'd rather run Rock Blast just because that breaks the sash on Masquerain.
Masquerain would probably be boost.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, a sash lead, I guess, but
that's kind of what I was expecting if you brought it. That's why I was going to lead Cincino, but Entei didn't have a good answer turn 1. If you went Swampert, I always Toxic.
My turn 1 was Vileplume, right?
Yeah. Can I ask why?
The problem with that is there were 2 mons that outsped everything on my team, and that was Entei and that was Chinchino. Now, Vileplume was my best answer to Chinchino, and Entei I can always go hard into Swampert or Rhyperior. Well, just based off the rest of your team, I decided Rhyperior first, which may have been a mistake, but...
Well, you started with the Vileplume.
Yeah, I led Vileplume, because that dealt with Chinchino, and I could pivot Rhyperior. Vileplume didn't switch in. Like, if I had to switch into Chinchino, I guess I could switch in Vileplume to Chinchino, but I just felt like Chinchino had U-turn, so I felt like that was more likely of a lead than Entei.
Yeah, and I didn't even run U-turn because I was expecting the Flame Body or Effect Spore, so I didn't really want to deal with that. Plus, because I'm Life Orb, I want every hit to count, so having Facade, if I got burned, I would still do a ton of damage. That was why I decided to keep Facade over U-turn.
That's fair enough then. I mean, I was just expecting Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, Tail Slap, and then knock off or U-turn. I mean, I should have looked into it getting Triple Axle, but I didn't, so that's a mistake.
Yeah, just something to check, I guess, for prep in the future. Just making sure you check coverage.
No, I did check most of your mon's coverage, and I don't know how I overlooked Sigilif so much. Like, nothing on my team had special defense other than Rapidash, but I needed Rapidash to survive my endgame, so I couldn't risk Rapidash too much.
Well, I think that's about everything we have to say about the teams. I guess the Moltres was also interesting.
About the teams. Yeah, I just wanted chip on Entei. I put Fire Blast on at the last minute because I wanted to outspeed Rotom Frost if it wasn't Scarfed, which it was Scarfed. I feel like the turn you tricked was huge, though. That trick. I can't remember.
What was I even in versus?
I don't know. I think it was Rhyperior. Now, I thought you're not going to Volt Switch, on a Rhyperior, and I felt like you wouldn't risk it dying to Rock Blast, so I thought you were going to hard switch out. But you wanted to give my Rhyperior a choice scarf, which...
Well, anything at that point,
in...
getting a choice scarf helped me, because you had Vileplume, Rapidash, and Berserker in the back as well, so anything getting a choice scarf was going to benefit me.
I just probably just assumed you were Boost, and felt like getting Berserker in on, I think it was Gastrodon. I thought you'd go Gastrodon on Rhyperior, I think. I don't know, but I just did not see Trick coming that turn.
No Toxic on Rhyperior was also nice for me. I didn't expect SD. I was expecting the Toxic on it. I was pretty much expecting the same stuff for Rhyperior and for Swampert. Like both defensive, both pretty much the same set.
And that's what they were. They were both there for Lycanroc, and they were both there for Entei.
But I guess after that, that's everything. I still think you played fine. I think it was just the way you played around the freeze was maybe the problem, and the freeze was the problem to begin with. So.
The freeze was a problem, but the worst thing for me wasn't that I got frozen, is that I let the freeze and crit tilt me.
Yeah.
4 turns in, I had a secondary burn, had a secondary freeze, and 2 crits. And I let that tilt me. So I wasn't thinking, and I kept Swampert trying to unfreeze. Didn't happen.
I'd say
everything went downhill because of that.
An alternative plan would just to have been to swap out Swampert back into Rhyperior, and then, or into something like that can take on the Sigilith.
Yeah.
And then come back in with Swampert later on a Sacred Fire to get unthawed.
Nothing took on Sigilith.
Yeah, actually.
On my team, not one mon took on Sigilith.
If I had Tinted Lens, especially. Because then both Berserker and Rapidash wouldn't have resisted the Psychic anymore.
Did you
Rapidash
even
was
have
still
Heat
taking it
Wave?
fine. No, I did not. I had Psychic, Energy Ball, Roost, Defog. I almost ran Heat Wave, and then I ran Tinted Lens, and then I was about to go into the match, and actually said in my pre-match recording, I should probably have Magic Guard, and I thought I didn't have it at the start of the match. I was like, should I ask him to restart? Like, we didn't pick turn 1 yet, so.
Well, I think I even saw for reviews. I just did not want to risk Berserk coming in on Heatwave because I needed it so much. That would have been my switch in Sigilith instead of keeping Swampert in, but I just could not risk a Heatwave that early.
Well, anyways, the post-match recording is now longer than the battle, so...
Really? How long?
17
my recording
minutes.
For the whole battle my recording was 33 minutes.
Okay.
I think I had longer intro than the actual battle.
Yeah, I had 8
like,
minutes in intro, I think, and then like 10
my,
minutes for battle.
My intro was 9 or 10 minutes, I think. I can't remember how long the battle was, but I talked a lot after the battle, I think. I did like kind of an analysis of the battle and what I should have done differently, what I did wrong, and where, like, the key points in the battle kind of thing.
Well, so. I'll probably, I don't mind updating my description to put your video in there too, so I guess if anybody wants to see Exhi's thoughts on his own after the battle, you can watch that.
I mean, yeah, I'll put your video in the description when it's uploaded and when your video is uploaded and everything, yep.
Give me all that traffic. I'll probably have my video up pretty quick.
All that traffic from my YouTube channel, which has never been uploaded on. All that traffic.
Ever?
No.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna get you so many subs.
How many do you have?
I have 29.
Damn. 29 is a good number. Very good number, so.
Yeah, I was planning on hitting 30 at the end of September, so like, yeah, I'm doing okay.
I mean, I might be your 30th.
Do it. But anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, join my Discord server, and if this video gets 69 likes, I will start my OnlyFans with pictures of my feet.
I will now make 69 accounts.
I mean, if you do it, you earned it.
Yep,
you didn't earn much. Like, you don't get much as a reward, but you know, you earned it.
I earned it. That's what matters.
Alright, well, later.